What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. The 2025 MLB season is upon us. It's time for predictions. Today, we're just going to do the American League. I'm going to run through pretty quickly my American League standings for 2025, my predictions, and then we'll fight about it in the comment section down below. Very tough to say this year. It seems like every team's got serious talent. It seems like every team has a chance to be better this year in the American League. As I was looking through these, I didn't have time to do team previews this year. I usually do team previews, but I was in spring training for so long, I just didn't have a chance. But we'll do quick, brief team previews here as I go through them. Not really team previews, but at least my quick opinions on these teams. And I'll start with the AL East in last place. Unfortunately, I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays. Even though the Rays seem to always find a way to win, they're going through a lot with the stadium situation, obviously. And even on paper, usually on paper, even if I don't think they look like a team that can do good, I still would predict them to do well because they always find a way, like I said. But this year, playing in the minor league stadium, their ballpark is destroyed. There's this drama, and maybe that won't affect the on-field product, but based on the fact that this division is so good and the competition is going to be off the charts this year, I'm going to put the Rays in last place, unfortunately. And then you have the next team in fourth. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the Toronto Blue Jays, not because they're bad, because they're not, but because this division is stacked. And I'm a little worried about their rotation. It's a little on the older side with Scherzer, Bassett, even Gosman. Can they stay healthy? Can they stay productive? The lineup looks good with Vlad Jr., Bo Bichette, Santander, but I just like the other three teams a little better this year. So I think the Jays will be above 500, but finish in fourth. And that brings us to the top three. Very, very tight. I think these three teams, like almost every year, those top three in the AL East, sometimes top four in the AL East, are all just right there. I'm going with the Red Sox. I mean, I want to see it. I want them to prove it to me before I put them any higher, because the Red Sox have gotten better. A lot of predictions have them in first. Garrett Crochet, Alex Bregman. They got Aroldis Chapman in the bullpen. Walker Buehler, very impressive team, very good lineup, good bullpen, very balanced. It's a very balanced team all around. But I just like the other two teams ever so slightly more, and it starts with the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles, I think I had in first last year. I think I had them winning the World Series preseason last year. They got so many young names. I think will be even better this year. I think Jackson Holliday is going to have a good year. I think he's going to break out this year. Obviously, Colton Cowser, Gunnar Henderson, all the young talent, the great pitching staff. They won 91 games last year. I think they'll win at least 91 again this year. But I got a feeling the New York Yankees are going to get it done this year because they are super motivated after losing the World Series last year. I think that with that rotation, that stacked roster with Rodon, Fried, Stroman, obviously, I know Cole is out, but with that lineup, with Judge, etc., okay, Stanton, just go through the lineup. They're going to score so many runs. I think they're going to win a ton of games and finish in first place. So I got the Yanks in first. Let's jump into the Central here. Last place, tough decision. Let's go with the White Sox in last. Next, they're terrible. I had them as number 30 in my preseason power rankings last year. People thought I was an idiot. They were worse than I thought they would be. And I had them as the worst team in baseball. And they haven't gotten too much better, so you got to go with them in fifth. After that, it's tough. It's very tough. The top four teams all have a lot of talent. I'm going with the Twins. They're already having injury issues in spring training. Carlos Correa is going to have to stay productive and healthy for a full season. Hasn't really been able to do that for a while. I like their rotation with Pablo Lopez and Joe Ryan and whatnot, but I just like the top three teams a little more. I know I've said that, but that's just the case. I hate to predict teams to be in last or in fourth, but someone's got to be there, and I got the Twins in fourth. In third place in the AL Central, let's go with the Cleveland Guardians. We're going to go with the Guardians. I've liked their team a lot the last couple of years. I predicted them to win the World Series in 2023. Didn't happen, obviously. They are a good team with good pitching, and again, not that I don't like them, but I just think that, I don't know, I think they're going to do a little worse. Every time I predict them to do good first, second, they do worse than I expect, but they're never horrible. I just going to put them in the middle. I'm going to put them in third place. I like these top two teams a lot, including the Kansas City Royals. So I'm going to put the Royals in second. Bobby Witt Jr. is a machine. He's going to have a monster year, but I like their rotation as well. Very balanced rotation. They got amazing pitching. By the way, I saw Michael Wacha pitch the other day. He looked great. And they've got a solid bullpen. And other than Witt, the lineup has got Jonathan India. It's got Vinny Pasquantino. It's got Salvi Perez. It's got a lot of really good players. So I like the Royals a lot. But I'm still going. Detroit Tigers in first place. A ton of young talent. Colt Keith, Trey Sweeney, Zach McKinstry, Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson. Yeah, those guys alone are not going to, they need to manufacture runs better. They need to get on base a little more. I'm not saying their lineup is going to single-handedly win the division. That's not their strength. Their strength is the rotation. I really like the rotation with Screwball, Flaherty, Casey Mize. Jackson Jobe, I think, is going to have a breakout year. The bullpen's got Jason Foley back and a lot of those really solid arms. So I like the Tigers top to bottom. I don't think that they're a team that's probably going to go win the World Series. They have some weaknesses in the lineup, like I mentioned, but I think they're good enough to win the division. So I got the Tigers in first in the Central. And finally in the West, in fifth place, we're going Angels. We're going Angels. I like they signed some veterans like Soler, like Jorge Soler. I mean, he's not going to take a team out of the cellar alone. Joe Adell just hasn't worked out, but he's still penciled in that lineup, despite that he's been basically a bust. Hasn't had a great spring training. Kenley Jansen is a little up there in age. I don't know about him. Mike Trout's moving positions to right field, and will he stay healthy? Yeah, he's getting a little older himself. So, and did I mention Rendon? 60-day injured list. Shocking. Anthony Rendon is never going to be an impact player again. He hates baseball, and he's just always hurt. So, yeah, fifth place, Angels. In fourth, and I really struggled with this one, I'm going with the A's. And like it says, Oakland A's there. You know what? Until they move to Vegas, I'm not calling them the Athletics. Sorry. You call them the Oakland A's or the Sacramento A's. That actually the Sacramento A's because they're in Sacramento. But they're still, in California. Oakland Athletics all day. So they got Luis Severino. They got some exciting talent. Mason Miller, Zach Geloff, Jacob Wilson. And I really want to prick them to finish higher than this, but I got to be realistic. I just don't know. Playing in that park all year could be a detriment. It's hot in Sacramento. It's a minor league ballpark, and they're just not quite there yet on their roster anyway to finish higher than the next three. So I got to be honest and put them in fourth, but I think they could surprise us. I said last year they'll be better than people think, and I think they were. So I'll say this year I think they'll be a little better than people think, but I can't put them higher than fourth. But next up, I'm going with the Houston Astros. I'm going with the Houston Astros. I think they finally miss out this year after 8 straight years in the postseason. Yeah, they lost Tucker, they lost Bregman, but their rotation's got injury issues. McCullers is out, Garcia's out, Javier is out. I like a lot of their players like Isaac Paredes and Christian Walker, but I don't see this team, the Astros, as just a juggernaut anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. In second, I'm going with the Seattle Mariners. They got some big young names still. I've been high on them every year lately, but they just didn't do anything in the offseason, except, they did something. Donnie Barrels, okay? Donnie Barrels, big addition, but he's not going to make, again, one guy usually not going to make a huge difference. Donnie Barrels is a great hitter, but they'll probably use him more as a utility guy. So, yeah, I think they finished in second last year. I think they'll finish in second this year. And a team that's going to bounce back after a tough year, after winning the World Series, then having a tough season last year, is the Texas Rangers and Bruce Bochy. They got so many young players who I think are primed for a big season. Wyatt Langford's one of them. I think Evan Carter's going to be better. And then the bunch of bona fide superstars, Corey Seager, Adolis Garcia, Marcus Semien. They got that rotation with Eovaldi and DeGrom, etc. Good bullpen, good balanced bullpen. And so I think that there's a good chance the Texas Rangers bounce back and have a strong 2025. There you have it. That's my American League standings. Let me know your thoughts down below. That's where I'm at with it right now. I know people are going to disagree with that. I got the Yankees, Tigers, and Rangers. And we'll have the National League tomorrow and a World Series matchup. You guys have a great day. Let me know your thoughts down below. Talk to you tomorrow.